Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Midweek Minute. I want you to think about a time where you were in total darkness. I'm talking where you put your hand in front of your face, you can't see your hand. Because it's those times of darkness that we appreciate the light. And it's the same thing spiritually, that we more appreciate the light and the good times after we go through the tough times and after we experience darkness personally and spiritually. I know we would all agree that we live in a dark world, but it's through the darkness that the light shines. During this Advent season, our church has been going through the book of Isaiah, talking about the light that Christmas represents, the gift of Jesus coming to earth and what he's done for us. And Isaiah is one of the best books that is filled with prophecies that point to Jesus, specifically how he came and how he was going to come and how he was going to save the world. And it's written during a time where the kingdom of Israel was taken captive by the Assyrians, one of the most ruthless empires of that time. And this weekend we looked at Isaiah chapter 8 and 9. Isaiah chapter 8 talks about, basically it's the prediction of the Assyrian rule and how they were going to overtake the nation of Israel because they turned away from the one true God and his ways. But then chapter 9 points to a hope, a light at the end of the tunnel, a light through all the darkness. And Isaiah prophesies to them. He says, nevertheless, talking about the siege, the captivity they're going to be held in, says, nevertheless, that time of darkness and despair will not go on forever. It says, the land of Zebulun and Naphtali will be humbled. Those were in northern Israel. But there will be a time in the future when Galilee of the Gentiles, which lies along the road that runs between the Jordan and the sea, will be filled with glory. Jesus not only lived, but did so much of his ministry in the land of Galilee. It says, the people who walk in darkness will see a great light. For those who live in a land of deep darkness, a light will shine. He goes on to say that for you, predicting the Savior will break the yoke of their slavery and lift the heavy burden from their shoulders. And he goes on to say, for a child is born to us, a son is given to us. Isaiah chapter 9 is one of the most beautiful pictures of the prophecy of 700 years later of the coming of the Messiah, of the one that the Israelites were to find hope in, and through all of their darkness that they were facing, to trust in the hope of the light that God would one day provide for them. As it talks about how he will lift the burden off their shoulders. And I know for many even watching this, that Christmas may be one of the toughest times of year, maybe the first Christmas without a loved one, or a situation of just uncertainty, whether job or health or family situations. Right? Christmas can represent a time of pain and loss, but through all of that darkness, we can always find hope in the light of what Christmas is all about. We can always find hope in the light of Jesus. Just like the Israelites were looking forward to that time, we can look back trusting that what Jesus has done for us is enough to make us right with God. That he is the light through all the darkness. So whatever you're facing, my encouragement, my prayer for you is that you would turn to him, that you would trust in him as the light and the hope and the salvation of your life. Hope you have a Merry Christmas.